The Great Escape, and the title that was too long for the drop-down menu. If it's so easy, why didn't you do it when they kidnapped your daughter and Ash's mom? But feel free to take one of my sisters. Apparently I don't give a damn about them. What about your daughters? Do the female children just mean nothing anymore? That explanation is so bad, it deserves a double sin. Cody? Who the fuck is Cody? So if he's just now a Pikachu, what has he been for the past 3 chapters? Just like in the anime, Team Rocket has to waste our time with their motto. Damn it, Team Rocket, stop doing my job! Meanwhile, in the world's worst segue... Actually, it is. You said so yourself. Remember chapter 20? I sure do. We interrupt Pikachu's Unexpected Love 2 to bring you case 1 of Danganronpa. No sins here. Pause if you're reading along with the video. Moving on. This makes no sense, as the door couldn't have been melted shut before they got there, otherwise Jolt wouldn't have been able to open it so easily. Furthermore, it couldn't have been melted shut afterwards, since Jolt didn't have enough time to do so after closing the door, and probably isn't able to do such a thing unless the injection somehow gave him fire abilities, which I highly doubt. Frankly, with all the new names that keep popping up, I wouldn't be surprised if there were more Pikachu than there should be. Seriously? They just happened to run the exact distance and direction of Meowth's grave? I'm calling bullshit on that. Yeah, because ties to a criminal organization is a great thing to put on a gravestone. Mio is a dick to leaflets. Wait, if Pikachu just slapped him, then she should already be in front of him, thus eliminating the need to run up to him. And Mio knows where their house is how? Which is code for the author couldn't think of an explanation. Well, time to get the harp again. Drugs are bad. Okay. I'm sorry, but the instant you bring out the needle, all trustworthiness goes out the window. Pikachu, sorry, Julian. Gonna have to get used to that. I think you're missing the point here. Shuffle her feet, blah blah, always did, blah blah, embarrassed or unsure, blah blah. All this does is make me wonder why Julian took so much longer to wake up than the rest of her family. Wow, the author already forgot Pikachu has a name now. Despite only listing the names of 3 siblings. The spelling isn't even consistent between your siblings and your kids. Also, I guess this means we can blame Julian's mom for names like Jolt and Sparky. Heck, the name Sparky was so ridiculous even the author ditched it. So does this mean they're about to become pancakes? Because crepe is a type of... and pancakes are... Nah, just forget it. Damn it, I just put the harp away. This is one ridiculously tall secret lab. What kind of stuff is Chris doing to need a laboratory this big? Also, if the fall was that long, you'd think Julian would have noticed how far she fell when she didn't hit the ground right away. Therefore, her surprise in seeing how far she fell makes no sense. Saying fully evolved golem is tautological, as mentioning that it's a golem already implies that it's fully evolved. Once again, the author forgets Pikachu has a name now. Come on, Destia, you're the one that gave her a name. Please remember it. Ever been so in love you briefly changed genders? Those remains are still there? Damn, Chris, hire some fucking cleaners. What does it matter that it's a rock type? It would make more sense if Ash was surprised that Pikachu killed a ground type Pokemon. Didn't we have a similar issue in chapter 14? I think the author needs to brush up on the type chart. Landing on the... Come on, don't leave us hanging here. Okay, this deserves multiple sins, and I'm going to go over all the reasons why. I highly doubt getting attacked by a Scyther in the darkness while infiltrating an evil scientist's lab in order to get your genetically altered son back is a turn-on for anybody. This has absolutely no reason to exist in the story, as it leads to absolutely nothing except a conversation that is not necessary or helpful in this situation. We should be focusing on the battle with the Scyther, not Ash's boner. I'm pretty sure the only reason this is here is because the author is suffering from dirty word withdrawal. And finally, an extra 2 sins for Ash and Julian doing my job again by questioning the importance of this conversation. A conversation that, I will remind you, has absolutely no relevance at this point in the story. Apparently, the Indiana Jones movie series has popularity even in alternate universes. Had a bit of a brainwave. There I was, installing a ceiling to crush you. And I thought, yeah, it's deadly. But what's missing? What's missing? And I thought, lots of sharp bits welded onto the flat bit. Still a work in progress, don't judge me yet. Eventually I'd like to get it to sort of shoot fire at you. Moments before crushing you, that's what I'm aiming for. But, you know, small steps. And suddenly, all the movie references. And you know that how? Again? Are you serious? Right in front of my salad? Ugh. Also, we interrupt Pikachu's Unexpected Love 2 to bring you a slightly twisted retelling of the first episode of Pokemon. Although, to be fair, most of this isn't really necessary. The author really could have just focused on the parts that actually matter to the current story, which is really just the first few lines. Everything else doesn't really matter at this point in time. It would have made this absurdly long chapter less absurdly long. Julian says while stuck in a cage. Lesser of two evils here. Although, when you think about it, Pokeballs aren't actually prisons, but that's a discussion for another day. The breast conundrum has struck again. Also, waist boobs, if you say so. Kinda hard to get the hint when you make no effort to communicate what the problem is. I get that he can't understand you, but surely you can do something other than repeated thundershocks, which don't really tell him anything. The way this is worded makes it sound like Ash's mom didn't actually pack them, despite stating that she did so. We interrupt this interruption to Pikachu's Unexpected Love 2 to bring you another baseball game. You can't take what you don't give. Who's that Pokemon? No, seriously, what the hell is a piggy? If you wanted to bid him goodbye, just run away. And subsequently should have fallen out of the tree. We once again interrupt this interruption of Pikachu's Unexpected Love 2 to bring you yet another baseball game. Is this like the Pokemon World Series or something? See, this is why I don't run. Apparently you can get heavily wounded just from running. Oh sure, don't even bother giving a damn about the guy who just jumped off a cliff. Don't even ask him why he jumped off a cliff. Don't even bother listening to an explanation that would reveal Pikachu as being partly responsible for this situation. Just keep being the bitch that you are. Thank Arceus, that's over. I'm adding in 3 extra sins just for all that wasted time. Now, this had better be the last time I need to do this in this chapter. Hang on, if our true power involved the ability to kill Pokemon with her Thunderbolt, and the Pokeball repressed this power, then how was she able to kill Cactian and Seviper, an act which happened well before she was released from her Pokeball? So in order to release her, we have to break out into song? Ash doesn't even question how she knows the password. My name is "Let's get the fuck out of here," is what he should have said. Oh, I just let the fuck in. I guess poor situational awareness runs in the family, as this is a conversation that really should occur after everyone has escaped. Snap out of it, cliche. Despite the fact that broken glass and the various chemicals should probably impact Julian in some way, spoiler alert, they don't. Because he's being mind controlled. Rachel, you really need to listen when people are talking. No, he's not. None of you are. Get the fuck out of there! A fact Rachel would have already known if she was listening to the repeated instances of Ash and Julian referring to Jolt as their son. Rachel's listening skills really need some work. Pikachu 50 Shades Darker, anybody? Wait, why do I keep bringing this up? Someone might actually make that a thing. I repeat, nobody make this a thing! Again, how do you know this information? Processor Oak. That sin just writes itself. How does that even work? You grabbed him by the red or something? Actually, in a way, it was for her own good. Losing control and murdering others with electricity whenever you get pissed off is not really a good trait to have. And most likely incinerate James, who is in contact with Mio. Julie may want to think this through. Run now! Through the door that I just melted shut! I didn't think this through! Jolt has transformative abilities now?
Punch! Yes!
Except for the safety of his kids. That's always a good bargaining chip. Desi is slowly getting closer to how Ash's surname is supposed to be spelled. Just one more letter to change. You can do it! Wow, after all you went through to save your mother, you're just gonna give her the death threat. Daughter of the year, everybody. Yes, she can. Over-exaggeration. Next time, Julian may want to skip the monologue. Damn, this is some Pokken tournament level combo game right here. A solid strategy for taking down any male. Although this begs the question, why did no one try this up to this point? How do you fuck up the word satisfied that badly? Despite Chris saying she was in the previous chapter. This would be the perfect chance for Chris to kill her. If he would stop with the monologue.
Kripke, I found the nozzle. I'm going to kill you.
Damn, Desi was so close to getting that surname right. Now we've just gone backwards. It's a shame, really. Damn it, Koga! So we've magically gone from inside the laboratory to inside Jolt's mind because... reasons, I guess. Good news, Desi seems to be finally getting consistent with the names of these children. Bad news, there's still one too many! How do you fuck up the word annihilate that badly? How did he break free? Well, you got me there. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense. If Jolt is now the size of a 5-year-old child, then Julian shouldn't be able to reach up and put a paw on Jolt's shoulder. That word you're using. I don't think it means what you think it means. Despite Chris clearly questioning how Jolt was able to do so earlier. Well, I activate this card. 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 Jolt already did that when he crushed the remote with his hind paw. Remember that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! Oh, that was me that time. Put on a pot of coffee. We are gonna be here for a while. With apparently nothing on it. Well, we've been interrupted 3 times so far for baseball games. I think you'll be just fine. Heat cycles, fanfiction's greatest excuse. Let me look at my hand for no reason while I say this. Do they look okay? Don't worry, Ash is just saying hello. We established in chapter 14 that this is the proper way to greet people. Yeah, good idea, Josh. Tackle your potentially injured father. Don't sound too sure of yourself there. I wonder why. You wanted them dead. They are now dead. Seems to me you got what you wanted. Apparently Ash is just going to ignore the fact that Mio led the rest of his children to safety. Step 1, kill Jesse and James. Step 2, Step 3, profit. Jesse, it's not enough to have consistent names. The spelling has to be consistent too.
Many hours later.
What is it with characters and looking at their hand for no reason? As a species, Meowth and Pikachu are the same height. Knowing this, Josh asking Mio to reach the table is a bit weird. I'm not cleaning that up. Tables just can't catch a break in this fanfiction. Meowth can't learn low kick. Also, if it's kick to the head, can it really be considered a low kick in the first place? Ever been in such pain you briefly changed genders? Rachel tells Ash not to slap the Venusaur with his tail. Rachel proceeds to hit the Venusaur across the face with her tail. Tiny Raichu paw, giant Venusaur throat. I can't be the only one that finds this somewhat implausible. Wait, rape? As in sex a character both does not want and does not enjoy once it starts? In a fanfiction? Never thought I'd see the day. If you were going to put a flashback this early in the chapter, the contents of which happened between the events of the last chapter and this one, why not just start the chapter with whatever happens here? You know what? Never mind. Let's just get on with it. Of course he'll be fine. I'd like to see the author justify Mio dying from this while Ash survived being stabbed in the chest. Stitch him up already! I can't stitch him up! Why not? I don't have fingers! Apparently this Chansey just likes yelling, "Clear!" because she never actually shocks Mio with the pads a second time. I saw it more as saving his own butt, but whatever works for you. Shouldn't that be 2 Pokemon you hung out with? I may as well not put this thing away at this point. Fire-type Pokemon has spicy semen cliche. Again. Not with that attitude, you can't. It's about damn time somebody said this. Although, to be fair, the females in this series have done their fair share of thinking with their genitals, but the point still stands. Well, that makes it sound extra appealing. So we have Pokemon years to deal with now? Or is it Pikachu years? Does each Pokemon have its own definition of what a year is? Which definition of year have we been using all this time? Yep, my brain hurts. Okay, so in the interest of not joking about rape, I'm gonna skip ahead to after the rape scene is over. Yeah, I'll have the text up on screen if you want to read it, but otherwise, let's skip ahead and resume the sins. Excuses, excuses. Oh, man, this would hurt like hell. However, considering what just happened, I'm gonna leave this here. Well, let's hope none of them ever asks, "Where's Daddy?" Like this burrow that you're literally standing in. It was the worst game of hide and seek ever. Autocorrect, American Presidents Edition. Alright, I'll just tell whoever's trying to kill you to hold on for a while. And somewhere, a feeling of anger swept through Brock, although he wasn't quite sure why. How do you fuck up the word embarrass that badly? You know the drill. Bad guys really need to stop installing easily accessible ventilation systems in their hideouts. So did Team Rocket just capture every Meowth in the world and try to teach them secret deadly ninja moves? These people need a hobby. Also, why is Mio the only one with a name? How does Mio know they'll avoid the lasers if they turn left? And if it's because he knew about the lasers to begin with, why would he even suggest the ventilation shaft? Here lies Meowth number 1. Cause of death? Didn't know left from right. Here lies Meowth number 2. Cause of death? Didn't know how to listen. Here lies Meowth number 3. Cause of death? Didn't know how to play Minesweeper. I'm gonna need new strings for this soon. When you don't have enough guests for your wedding, so you invite your test subjects. I sure hope so. He's your damn son. So which one got axed? Was it Takesha? It was probably Takesha. Because Considering Jolt is now the size of a 5-year-old and absurdly powerful, this does not bode well for Josh. Despite you suspecting the attack in Chapter 25 being orchestrated by him. Yet it's something some people will do without even meeting each other before the ceremony. Because... television. Oh look, the author is suffering from dirty word withdrawal again. And here, we observe the mating rituals of the wild Pikachu. These are the stupidest mating rituals I've ever seen. Poor sentence structure makes it sound like Professor Oak is dead. Well, time for Ash to do the one thing that Pikachu are apparently good at. Batter up! Julian says after the trainer sends out his Arcanine. How do you fuck up the word incinerate that badly? How do you fuck up the word incinerate that badly again? How do you not fuck up the word incinerate after fucking it up twice? Furthermore, now that you actually got it right, how do you not go back and fix the first 2 times you fucked it up? Isn't that the opposite of your problem right now? Why? Just... why? The final one? Oh, you mean the wedding. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sir, this one's growling at us again. Don't tell me what to do. The tailor that made these must have been very confused. At this point, I'm wondering if this entire fanfiction is just one giant baseball game. Which was not when you first met her, contrary to your Chapter 12 proposal speech. I don't remember that part of the first Pikachu's Unexpected Love. This sounds very similar to Pikachu's speech in Chapter 14. I call plagiarism. To be fair, anime loves being tricky with character genders. The tailor that made this must have been even more confused. ¿Por qué no los dos? As for the tailor that made this, let's not get into that. Well, if she doesn't, this fanfiction needs a new title. Oh, you never know, Ashley. Your perfect mate might be closer than you think. The rest of his Pokemon mustn't have gotten the invite. Day 448 of the infiltration. They still haven't suspected a thing. Mainly because the parents of these kids seemingly don't know how to count. How to get a girl to date you. Step 1, engage in impromptu, uncomfortable 69 in the forest. Step 2, almost have intercourse, but don't because girl can't make up her damn mind. Step 3, make daring attempt at vengeance on bad guy that doesn't go well, yet magically survive without any explanation. Step 4, relationship. What a brilliant 4-sin plan. Oh, did I mean 4-step plan? No, I meant 4-sin plan. As in, here's a 4-sin penalty for this bullshit. And he can't walk his own ass to the altar. Why? Because apparently Pikachu aren't fully grown until they get married. As for the day Deathsia spells Ash's surname correctly, that's gonna take a while. Interesting middle name. How do you pronounce that? Don't you mean Rachel Raichu? Can someone get the priest his glasses? Isn't the priest supposed to say that part? Seriously, is the priest gonna do anything here? At this point, they're really just repeating themselves. Multiple times. Is it okay if I skip ahead? I think it is. I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door. No? Her face was covered by a valley? Well, I couldn't find the song the author wanted me to play, so I'll just play this one, which, honestly, I think is more fitting. So does that mean Pokemon food isn't real? What are they eating? Holographic meatloaf? You thought Charlie was pissed off before. You ain't seen nothing yet. We'll be back to world's most awkward weddings right after these commercial messages. Well, it looks like Jolt's rap career isn't going to make the family any money. While you're at it, can you tell me? Adding us in for yet another mention of Meowth the hero while all the terrible things he did just get ignored. We all knew this was coming. Let's just get this over with. Because nothing gets a man in the mood faster than his wife telling him about her previous sexual encounters with other men. Pikachu's Unexpected Love 2. Now with a free biology lesson. This has been the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever. New drinking game. Take a drink every time the author says chew cunny. If you're still alive by the end of the chapter, you win! For added challenge, also take a drink every time the author says chew cock. If you still manage to make it to the end of the chapter, well, if anyone actually pulls it off, I'll let you know. Because that's an appropriate metaphor. Not. Well, it took over 30 total chapters, but the author is finally acknowledging refractory periods. I think that deserves a sin remover.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it!
He's already doing that. Honestly, I think the author could have worded that a little better. With the extremely ironic title of It Begins. Although it wasn't specifically stated, we can use clues in other chapters to determine that Ash would have been 15 when Julian gave birth to their children. Has Julian forgotten this, or is it something to do with the whole Pikachu years, human years bullshit? Heartburn? I'm pretty sure they have medicine for that. Wall jumping. It's not just for Mario anymore. It's all here in this PowerPoint presentation. Isn't that the opposite of his current problem? How does Julian know they weren't? Did she personally talk to each of them and ask them? I'm glad I don't have to read that conversation. Alright, we all know who this is, so I'm just gonna say this now. If Julian was so insistent on killing him, she really should have incinerated his body so this didn't happen. I'll take sentences that make no sense for 200, please. Oh god, please don't start singing. Oh good, I was getting hungry. Hadouken! The 12th Pokemon movie would like to have a word with you about that. Unless that watch can create a miniature black hole, I'm calling some bullshit on that. So is Chris only halfway evil, or did you just fuck up the word medieval that badly? Wow, she got some good airtime. Basketball of the year, everybody. Time to get a watch. Just make sure it's not the one Chris has. Because screw everyone else, I guess. Chris is fighting himself. This I have to see. The fact that the author has already confirmed the future existence of a Pikachu's Unexpected Love 3 pretty much tells you whether or not this statement is going to hold up. What is this, the special features on a DVD? That's some faith you have in your son, Julian. That's some faith you have in your daughter, Rachel. Isn't Julian supposed to be leading Ash to where Jolt and Chris are? This does not seem helpful. Dessia, I just have one question for you. What are those? This one paragraph from chapter 27 actually had no sins, so I guess we'll just move on. Damn, I broke a string. Technically, you only hit Iron-Tail twice. The third hit was just Chris landing with you on top of him. Whoa! No thank you, I am not into that kind of thing. Apparently, the secret to finding strength is to shout the last word of your sentence! Attack your servants? They are your servants! And the quick attitude turnarounds make a comeback. Julian, now is not the time. Focus on the maniac behind you. Okay, Dessia, we get it. She's powerful. There's no need to over-exaggerate. Again. That's a flippin' huge thunderbolt, but wouldn't it be more effective to focus all the electricity into one spot where Chris is rather than spread it out? See, what did I tell you? No sense here. Pause if you're reading along with the video. Moving on. Rock, paper, scissors? Or a fist fight. That works too, I guess. Shoryuken! It is now your destiny to awaken the sages and defeat the evil King Ganondorf. Oh wait, wrong series. So is this 10 human years or 10 Pikachu years? Dessia, you were the one who introduced the concept of different year lengths. It is now your responsibility to be specific where necessary. Well, let's hope we never have to hear Misty yell, "Charlie bit me!" You want to repeat that in English? Insanely specific metaphor is insanely specific. Yeah, that's what you thought in chapter 24, and look what happened. Wait, hold on. So 10 years have passed, and Chris still hasn't found them all? Chris may be good at world domination, but he's lousy at hide and seek. Destruction that, when you think about it, Jolt was partly responsible for. The author uses Mio to teach us that living solely for vengeance leaves one empty and hollow, then proceeds to make vengeance Jolt's sole reason for existing. Yep, wouldn't be the end without one last attitude turnaround. Well, everybody, that's it for Pikachu's Unexpected Love 2. But we're not done. Not by a long shot. So get ready for the third installment. There will be plenty of sins to go around, and I insist that you stick around, because you're not going to want to miss it.